Sometimes people get so attached to the identity around what's wrong with them that they can't make a shift to being healthy. I have a 50-year-old male client who was suffering with eczema, psoriasis, upset stomach all the time, GI issues, particularly when he traveled, and he had more joint pain than he thought he should for how well he takes care of his body and how well he thought he was eating. So when we went through his history, he mentioned that when he was younger, his mom made all of his bread for him because he was allergic to wheat, corn, and soy. That comes into play because he's now referred his mom and his sister to me because they both have some stomach issues that kind of look like IBS. But then it gets worse than that. His sister has the same eczema and psoriasis type lesions that he had on his body. And she's also developed autoimmune thyroid condition, Graves' disease. And then his mom will break out in hives from head to toe, covered in hives, scratching until her skin is bleeding, and has been doing this for about 2 decades. And the hives will last anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half, 2 years. At one point, the hives were consistent for 3 years. The mom is not ready to shift her identity away from being sick. When I talked to her, she said that when she was an infant, her mom was a nurse at a hospital near where Gerber baby food is made, and the hospital that she was working at, they were bringing in the rice cereal before it hit the market to help babies that were having issues with a lot of food allergies. And her mom actually asked Gerber if she could have some of the rice cereal because her daughter was having trouble with a bunch of food allergies and was not well and was not thriving and wasn't growing. And that was my patient. And as she was growing up, she continued to have problems with oatmeal, which is it doesn't have gluten in it, but it's a grain that gets cross-contaminated a lot, and a bunch of other grains. And she reported that the thing that she's always done best with is plain white rice. She stated that she has been on at least Pepto-Bismol as far back as age 4, on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day, and she has taken things like Prilosec, Tagamet, Nexium her entire life. A few years back, she broke her ankle, had to have surgery to have it corrected, and the surgeon told her it was the softest bones he had ever seen. So her inability to absorb nutrients because of the medications that she's taking to calm her upset stomach are inhibiting her ability to absorb nutrients. When I tell her that a genetic test and then blood work and a biopsy confirmed that her son has celiac, did she think it was possible that she could also have celiac? She says no, absolutely not. She did mention that also her daughter-in-law, married to her son, and her grandchildren all have celiac. So her son, daughter-in-law, grandchildren all have celiac and live in the same house. And when she travels with them, she tends to feel better after about day 3, and she gets less itchy. And when she comes home from being with them for a week to 10 days, she feels a lot better. Even to the point where she won't say it's depression, but she says her mood is lifted. When I introduced the idea of trying to go gluten-free just for 30 days, she says absolutely not. And here's where the problem comes in. I can offer all of the free advice in the world. I can quote every research study. I can show you the blood work. I can tell you what I see. I can tell you what your history tells me. But if you can't shift your identity away from, I've always had stomach problems, I just have a skin condition, I have always not been well, I've always been the sickest, I always get this, every year I have this happen, this always happens to me, I've always been a bigger person. If we can't shift that identity, we can't change your health. If you're looking for a way to shift from "I have always struggled with" to "I am always healthy," I'm happy to set up a consultation, look at what's happening with you, and start working on the mindset pieces that go along with shifting that identity so that you can finally be healthy. There's ways to reach me, and then you can also DM me on Instagram.